If you're a man over 35 and you think that getting lean at 50 requires TRT, drugs, or some magic biohack, you're wrong. And Sean is living proof. This is a man who thought his window had completely closed. Low energy, low confidence, and carrying fat in all the wrong places. On cholesterol meds, pre-diabetic at one stage, knackered most days. He told me he did not even want to walk down a busy road because he had such low confidence and self-esteem. It had become way more than just a body issue. It had become an identity issue that was bleeding into every corner of his life. Now listen, most men over the age of 35 do not fail because they are lazy. They've built businesses, led teams, carried families, then one day the body starts pushing back. Fat sticks, sleep drops, training feels heavy, energy crashes mid-afternoon, confidence dips, and everyone says it's just a natural part of aging. Nonsense. What I see all the time with men is this: the body's internal systems have become burnt out and dysfunctional. Blood sugar unstable, inflammation elevated, stress through the roof, sleep broken, hormones normal on paper, but in reality, completely shot. You are trying to run a high performance life on a broken system. So let me break this down. Sean did not transform because he suddenly got motivated out of nowhere. He transformed because we rebuilt the engine from the inside out. The system that controls energy, cravings, recovery, discipline, fat loss. When the engine works, everything downstream works too. When it does not, you feel like you're dragging yourself through the day, all day, every day. For Sean, there were 5 key stages. Stage 1, facing the truth. Sean stopped guessing. He said something absolutely brutal. If doing it your way worked, you'd have done it already. That is ruthless accountability. No more copying random plans. No more half committing. No more being your own coach based off Instagram clips. We ran Sean's blood work to create certainty. Data over guesswork, and Sean's story changed immediately. Pre-diabetic markers, poor lipid profile, inflammatory signals up, energy markers completely off. When you see it in black and white, the excuses die, and execution of daily habits gets immediately easier because you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. Stage 2, regulate the engine. We did not starve him, we did not punish him, we stabilized him. Protein high, steps up, structured training around his biological needs, consistent sleep window, smart nutrition, targeted supplementation. He said something super interesting in a recent podcast we hosted him on. He said, everything I'm eating now feels like it's being used properly. That is metabolic health. Quick physiology. If blood sugar swings, you crash. If you crash, then you crave. If you crave, then you overeat. If you overeat, then you store fat. If sleep is poor, cortisol rises. If cortisol rises, testosterone signaling drops. If that drops, then recovery tanks. If recovery tanks, then training suffers. These are just a couple of the feedback loops running internally that keep men stuck. 4 weeks in though, for Sean, his doctor reran his bloods. Everything had improved. 4 weeks. This is what happens when you address the root cause and not just the symptoms. Stage 3 for Sean was invisible work. This is where most men fall apart. Sean did not chase perfection. He chased execution. He tracked, he checked in weekly, he told the truth. Cravings hit hard at times. Sugar, coffee, random cake cravings out of nowhere. He didn't panic. He simply used targeted strategies to navigate the issues. More water, more structure, specific supplements, smart adaptations in nutrition and habits. He even said, if cravings are there, something is shifting. That mindset makes a massive difference. Stage 4, the contract. This part hit me massively. He said, training days are a contract to yourself. Break that contract often enough and self-esteem completely drops. Keep it and self-respect will build. He trains at 3:30 in the morning, not because it's magical, but because it's uncomfortable. And if he can commit to something so uncomfortable for himself, he can commit to anything. Anywhere. You do not need to wake up at 3 a.m. to train, but you do need proof. Repeated promises kept. You need to stop letting yourself down and build back trust in your own word to yourself. That is how discipline is built, and it's exactly what Sean did during this process. Stage 5 was identity rebuild. He recently told me that his confidence is up at 110% after being at rock bottom. He spoke about previous dark periods, depression, being offered tablets, feeling flat and numb. He chose to fix the inputs first. Training, walking, better food, sleep, less alcohol, and almost immediately his mood stabilized. Energy came back, clarity returned. You see, men chase fat loss. What they really want is control. So here is the practical playbook. Remove obvious friction. Alcohol every weekend, late nights, chaotic meals, no prep. You cannot out-train chronic stress and inflammation. Run proper blood work. Look at glucose markers, lipids, inflammatory markers, testosterone, vitamins and minerals. Full red blood cell panel, the lot. Do not settle for in range. Commit to 6 weeks of clean execution. Not mostly, not with your own tweaks, but as written. Progress training by a rep or small load each week. Prep food so decisions are made in advance. If something does not fit your life, adjust it strategically. Do not abandon it emotionally. Cravings will pass. Fatigue will pass. Doubt will pass, but structure must stay. Here are some common mistakes. Starving yourself straight away on super low calorie approaches. Trying to keep the same lifestyle but demanding a new body. Waiting for motivation. Assuming hormones are fine because a GP said so. Look, if you feel tired, flat, heavy, disconnected from your edge, something is off regardless of what your doctor says. Sean is not a special unicorn. He just committed early, got proof early, and results created belief. And belief created momentum. That is the formula. Sean did not just get lean, he got himself back. Calm, driven, clear. That is what men are actually chasing. If this hit you, then good. It means you recognize yourself in parts of Sean's story. And there is a free resource below that shows you how we interpret your blood work and start rebuilding your engine properly from the inside out. Stop trying to grind harder on a broken system. Fix the system and the edge comes back. If you found this useful and you want more videos on how to optimize your health as a man over 35, then click subscribe and continue on to the next video where I talk about the exact process you can use to drop your body fat to 10% or below in the shortest time possible as a man over 35.